It's time for the Polka update. If you haven't already watched it, by the way, I've had Bill Laboon, the director of the Web3 Foundation, on my channel today, and he's answered some questions about the future of Polkadot, as well as provided some info on what we can expect to come from Polkadot going forward. So check that out after this video if you'd like to find out more. To kick things off with Polkadot's updates, Alberto from the Pure Stake team will be spreading the word about the technical updates of Moonbeam and Moonriver, as well as the aspects, the functionality. So hopefully that will help bring more developers on board to develop dApps on Moonriver and Moonbeam as opposed to Ethereum, because the fees are much lower and it's also faster. And they could be backward compatible with Kusama or Polkadot, which is a big plus for entering the world of interoperability as you know it. Also, a reminder about Moonriver that cross-chain assets known as XC-20 tokens, which are tokens derived from the Kusama ecosystem, can be used everywhere in the Moonriver ecosystem. Remember that these are not newly minted tokens, and in order to generate an XC-20 token, you need to lock the equivalent amount of the original token or coin in a vault address. So while all this cross-chain swapping may seem complicated to some, and I won't lie, it can get quite techy, the team is also trying to simplify it by providing detailed instructions as much as possible for deposits and withdrawals. Acala staking is around the corner, as hyped by Acala on Twitter earlier today. Now I do think that they mean we'll be able to stake the vested tokens as well, which will definitely be awesome if it will be the case, and it generates that nice passive income while you're waiting to get the full unlocked for those 22 months, which are about 20 months by the way, now that a number of months have passed since they won that parachain auction. Picasso also tweeted that Composable Finance received a grant from Olympus DAO, which brought my attention because I haven't invested in Olympus, but I did invest in Rome DAO. I own Rome. I did get wrecked with it in the moment because of the dollar value going down and because of their high APY, but it is what it is, and I think that when the market recovers and when their game will launch, things will pick back up hopefully. But aside from this, I will be covering something interesting that was uncovered about Picasso and Composable Finance, which I'll talk about as the last topic in this video. But before that, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's video sponsors, EscaCrypto, for supporting this channel. So I'll play this short clip to show you what they've got to offer. Thank you. EscaCrypto, a company that lets home cooks start a food business online, now wants to let you earn free cryptocurrency by eating your favorite food. They offer an online food delivery platform that puts all your favorite restaurants on the blockchain. They're integrated with the world's largest food aggregator apps. They're supporting homemade food businesses on the blockchain, and they're offering crypto cashback for food consumers and vendors. They're also offering a wealth generation platform for risk-averse investors, and you can eat to earn or sell to earn. They have a deflationary token with a 1% burn rate per transaction. It's also a low supply token, being only 10 million in total. They offer 100% APY staking. They've also done a contract audit from Token Guard and passed with a 10 out of 10 score. They're offering mainstream adoptable UI with integrated wallet authentication. They're planning to release Amazon Prime Video TV show docu-series soon, and their app whitelist is now open. This has been presented for educational and exposure purposes only. Please always do your own research on any project and don't take the information as financial advice. Thank you. So it's actually quite funny, but this actually happened yesterday. So Alice and Bob, who by the way, if you're not following, you should. They're really cool couple. They are actually part of the Chaos DAO. They've also got a YouTube channel, and they talk about all things Polkadot, but they're mostly active on Discord and on Twitter as well. They do have quite a following on Twitter, over 5k followers. So basically they're also working with Mangata Finance, which by the way are going to launch a crowd loan on Kusama, if you're not already aware of that. But they are going to launch a DEX. So again, I'm not like a huge proponent of that because I'm just seeing too many DEXs, right? But I do know that Polkadex are also going to launch a DEX. They're going to be an order book DEX, which to me is a bit different. Okay, it's something new. It's not just your typical DEX, right, with no order books. It's not just your typical swap type of DEX, which we've seen with Moonriver. So many of these have been deploying that is nothing wow anymore, right? But anyway, with Mangata Finance, they're doing something unique. Okay, so MEV and front-running bots are like cancer, says Alice and Bob. It is slowly taking up more and more block space until it cripples the entire ecosystem. Ethereum has that cancer and is slowly spreading to other ecosystems. Put an end to it before he kills your chains, and Mangata Finance fixes this. So this is a way to promote Mangata Finance because they've got something cool to offer. Okay, nothing bad about that. He is promoting his own bugs. Okay, that's okay. It's normal. Everyone in the community does that. But what's interesting is I've tweeted this, right? Polkadex are also doing the same, and they're much closer to launching. It's also an order book DEX, as you know. And this has generated quite a long thread here, which was funny. Again, I didn't actually mean to start any fight. It was just pretty much to just say that Polkadex are doing something similar. Okay, so Polkadex will do much more than this, is this guy saying here, Smooth Legend. Closer to launch, maybe on a standalone chain. So I've been saying, yeah, they've been deploying their mainnet in phases since Q4 of last year, and they are waiting to win a parachain slot. And I don't think they're going to win in the third round, by the way. Maybe in the fourth round. I think it all depends on the competition. Okay, maybe they will win in the third, but I think it's going to be more than likely in the fourth, all depending on the competition, like I said. Yeah, Alice is saying here, is it preventing front running and MEV? Can you point to the docs? And so I found these docs here, which are related to the front running bots, but apparently it doesn't prevent MEV. Okay, so he's saying that here. But here's where Gotham, who's one of the co-founders of Polkadex, actually jumped in here into the conversation. This is quite funny. He's saying this, right? You're wrong here. The main concerns are rearranging transaction execution order and censorship. Transaction rearrangement is protected by runtime by randomly shuffling the order using a cryptographically secure shuffler. And then he's saying censorship is not possible in Polkadex unless two out of three parties from the network is controlled by entities who want to front run a particular transaction. In this scenario is way too expensive for any rational attacker. And then this guy, who's apparently the co-founder of Mangata Finance, jumped into this thread as well. He's saying, hi Gotham, nice hearing from you again. And apparently these two guys were collaborating, and apparently Gleb was asking for some feedback from Gotham and from Vivek, who are working for Polkadex. So Gleb has actually known about Polkadex before. He's asked for some feedback, and he decided, okay, I'm going to try and build something a little bit more cutting edge. Okay, so yeah, do you already have a solution preventing denial of a single transaction by every node? Because having transaction include just by any block builder in the future is not enough. Okay, so this is basically what he's done. He's basically tried to understand Polkadex as much as possible, and he tried to find a way to improve on it, and that's how he came up with Mangata. I think this is my assumption. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know more about Mangata, but this is how it seems. And there's nothing bad about this. This is actually good because it just shows you that he's trying to improvise on an idea, right? And that's how it should be. And fair play to him. But it was just funny seeing this thread expand so much. And here you go, like he's saying, hi Gleb, it's been a while since we talked. Hope you're well. Thanks for bringing this up. Polkadex assumes the industry standard security model of 2 out of the third validators as honest, which is the same model used by Polkadot. But if you go here, you can see the rest of the thread here. So based on that, our security guarantees the same protection. Anyways, assuming that all nodes are dishonest, we'll have a larger security problem than MEV. See my tweets below. And then he's saying here, I have reservation on the solution you are planning given your assumption of all nodes are dishonest, because one, builder and extractor and executor can still collide and front run. And then 2, complicated logic that includes fees for simpler transactions. And then 3, unnecessarily complicated with a little incentive. Okay. And then 4, we're working on a ZK proof-based solution for this, and will be coming out next year. Will reveal nothing to block producers, or which will reveal nothing to block producers or full nodes. And then he says, I respect your views on this and the research gone under this, but until we'll see the foolproof solution for VED, it is hard to accept a solution as better. When we both clearly know it does not solve the problem. We are on the same boat here. Let's keep trying. Okay, so this is awesome here that Gotham is aware of this problem, and he's saying, look, it's not so easy. You need to prove that you can actually do this. So it's not just a case of promoting something here, it's a case of delivering it. Okay, and the question is, can Mangata deliver? If they can, kudos to them. But if what Gotham is saying here is true, then they could be struggling. Okay, so this is just something to keep in mind. And I love the fact that they've gone into this, because it's very rare that you see these kind of conversations arise from a tweet. Okay, I mean, going into the technicals from a tweet is something unique here, at least in my personal point of view, and it's awesome. I wish we could see more conversations go on like this, and this way maybe we could uncover more information and bring more truth to the surface, right? Because this is how it should be. It's all about transparency at the end of the day. And talking about transparency, let's move on to the next topic here, which is about composable finance. Now, unfortunately, this has come out, but let's hope that it's not a case of worrying, right? But regardless, I thought I'm going to cover this anyway. ZachXBT says here he's found another fraudster in the mix behind multiple projects in the space, this time being 0x Brainjar, aka Omar Zaki. Okay, so this guy works as the head of product for Composable Finance. Again, I had my suspicions with Composable, but I have contributed a little bit to Picasso. Okay, this was before I did any in-depth digging into Picasso, so it is partly my fault for contributing a little bit to it, but it's just a couple of KSM, so I'm not feeling too bad for it. Okay, even if something is to go wrong, just to let you know, I'm okay with that personally. It's going to be locked up for another 9 months or so, or 8 months, whatever long this got, and so be it, right? Assuming something's going to go wrong. Let's hope nothing is going to go wrong. But anyway, to get back to this, Zach here is saying that in April of 2019, Omar was charged with fraud by the SEC after misleading investors, eventually being fined. Prior to that, he graduated from Yale with a bachelor's degree in physics and economics, and apparently the SEC had basically prosecuted this guy, and he's had to pay a fine. Okay, so if you read through this, you'll be able to find this information in the tweet, by the way. And what's interesting is this other tweet here. So Omar's first 2 projects had anonymous teams and suffered large hacks. And by the way, Composable Finance are also anonymous. Okay, both haven't fully recovered since. And then Warp Finance, which is an $8 million hack on December 2020, partially recovered. And then their claim V2 is due to be soon, okay, in inverted commas here, which is basically maybe never, okay. And then Force DAO, $367,000 hack in April of 2021, partially recovered. Then GitHub and social media inactive since fall of 2021. So the question is, will Composable Finance or Picasso also get hacked in inverted commas? Will we end up losing our funds? Okay, actually people in my community were joking about this, and they were saying, prepare to lose all your funds, Claudio, because Picasso are going to be hacked. Okay, they were laughing, they're making jokes because of this. And as you can see, likes are pouring in right now as I'm doing this video. Likes are pouring in here. I was just seeing the likes actually go up here. So people are reading this as I'm doing this as well. So just to continue on here, fourth, in March 2021, 0x Brainjar, a non-identity was created but was inactive until June 2021 when Composable Finance Picasso were announced. Same team as Warp. It secured a Polkadot parachain slotted auction by raising well over $160 million and $7 million in seed and a $20 million round for Picasso. Okay, so yeah, that's quite a lot, to be honest. That's quite a lot. And here's the things to get that where they get more interesting, right? So it appears that Blockchain AG has been involved with Warp Finance, participated in seed, and Composable Finance, incubated and participated in seed. Okay, so it looks like Blockchain AG, who are the first blockchain company to be listed on the extra Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Okay, these guys here are the ones that are involved with both Warp and Composable. So you know, it raises some questions. So this guy's in-depth digging here is actually really good. So as per Blockchain AG's blog, in March 2021, they announced their new auditing firm Stellar Labs noticed both ForceDAO and Warp suffered hacks. Stellar Labs is inactive since June 2021. Yet as per Modet's analysis of ForceDAO, it's a very, very basic hack. That's interesting since Blockchain AG audited it, right? So Blockchain AG audited it, but it's still hacked. And only a portion of the funds were recovered and the rest funneled through Tornado. Okay, so this is a well-known common bug in the Solidity world, says Mudit Gupta. It's almost certain that no security expert has reviewed these contracts. ForceDAO is lucky that the hacker has returned the funds. Please do not launch your products without audits or at least peer reviews. Yeah, I mean, this is starting to raise a lot of questions now. 8. It's clear to me Omar and Blockchain AG have worked extensively together now on 3 projects. For being a publicly listed German company, you cannot convince me they did not know his real identity. Okay, yeah, that's very true. Whether or not it was internally hacked is up for debate. And 9, I created a burner telegram to message both Omar's personal and anonymous account. No response. What do you know? read at the exact same time. I've also attached the dates Omar joined both Force DAO and Warp Finance, and Brainjar also studied physics. Again, do have a read at this if you want. I'm not going to cover this in the video because it'll make it too long, but let's go to number 10 here. So a phone number was also found linked to his name but won't be shared for obvious reasons, and a few individuals I reached out to also confirmed the unknown identity linked to Yale, a physics econ background. Alberto, the other dev for Force DAO, was also following Brainjar's account. I feel your investors ought to know before raising millions in crypto after being charged by the SEC not long ago, plus suffering 2 hacks on 2 previous projects. But of course, this is why he made the OX Brainjar's identity, and shame on whoever kept this hidden apparently. 12. I hope more details about the relationship above will come to light once this is published. I can't preach enough, but please do proper due diligence before blindly investing in things. Follow for more investigations in the future. Well, the thing is, the only thing that you can do with Composable is invest in their crowd loan. You lock up your DOT in their crowd loan in exchange for their tokens. You're locking it up for 22 months. So you can't really invest in the private sale, but they were private sales, right? They were private investors who invested in this. Now, whether they knew about the identity or not remains a mystery, right? But if they did know about the identity, then maybe they didn't know about this situation, right? This could also be the case, right? This is just my assumption. Maybe they knew about their identity and they also knew about this situation, and yet they still invested because they thought, why not, right? Maybe he's learned his lesson, but considering that we've got two different hack situations here, it is starting to raise a lot of concerns, especially with blockchain AG. Anyway, so he's saying, I have received intel from a reputable source. OX Brainjar holds a senior position at blockchain AG as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that explains it here. Okay, so Zaki settled with the commission on Monday without admitting or denying its findings. He agreed to pay the 25,000, which he must pay within. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what he is, and he's barred from working in the investment industry for the next year. Zaki will not face prison time as per the settlement. Okay, so that explains it. So for the next 3 years he wasn't allowed, but now that the time has passed, he is allowed. So that could be it, or maybe that's why he's doing a non. But anyway, these are just tweets from different people here. So yeah, I just wanted to cover this, and let me know your thoughts. I mean, I'm shocked with this, to be honest. Maybe they're not going to scam us in any way, but it is a bit ironic because I had Bill Laboon on today, and one of the topics was how are you going to handle scam parachains in Kusama and Polkadot, and he's explained how. So if you watch that video, you'll understand why. Basically, to keep things short, there's a proposal that can be raised by the community, and then if there are enough votes, then the parachain will get kicked off the slot, and the DOT or the Kusama will be refunded to the investors. Okay, so you're not going to be stuck there for 11 months or for 22 months waiting to receive your Kusama or DOT back because you were investing or contributing, I should say, into a scam without being aware that it's a scam, right? Because a lot of times you are not aware of these things, right? You're not going to do maybe the same kind of digging that Zach did. I didn't personally do it, so I didn't know about it, right? But I have invested some Kusama, or I locked up some Kusama. So yeah, it's just something to keep in mind here. Even if you're not doing enough due diligence, even if you're not researching in depth, it's good to know that we are protected from these possible scam parachains on both Kusama and on Polkadot. Once again, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.